There you are.
But there we go.
Yeah. 1 second.
Awesome. I'm glad we got it to work.
Yeah. Why? Yeah, sure. I think it is there, the link, but I did not wait to send it.
Yeah, that's okay.
So Sam, this is,
Yes.
I'm going to start these other things that I can normally do, where people come and participate with me uh, on the, why it's not at 8 o'clock, is it? Oh, anyway. All right. There, some friends are there on the other side. So, okay, Sam. This is an attempt to conduct a LinkedIn Live with other guests on my panel, and I'm kind of made Sam my guinea pig. Actually, we're going
Well,
to
thank
chat.
you for making me your guinea pig, Dr. Rao.
Yeah, we were talking about something on the attention deficit disorder in adults, and then I got some experience with it, and also a lot of treatment with the kids basically, but also adults too. Um, I'm seeing more and more of that now with the use of technology, with the use of all the devices. And this is very important that we gain the attention back to normal. And then there are some practical things we can do without medications. That's the main
Hmm.
part. So that's where all the information workers who are working all over, we see that. So information overload, the overwhelm, the stress, and all that. So whenever I see that, I feel such a waste because we are getting caught up with our work and then run, run, run. People are not really pausing and looking at this. Where does this lead to? That kind of thing. Actually, if you are focused, if you are in flow, you are enjoying your work, I think that's very good, actually. But then
Hmm.
you got to understand these dynamics, what happens. So, Sam is here to facilitate the talk and ask me questions. I'm going to ask her to come up with her own whatever questions that you have. We didn't prepare anything. We're just going to be chatting, and maybe something good comes out of it. Okay. Okay,
Cool.
Sam,
Yeah.
let me introduce you. She is my friend, and she's also an instructor of the Sales Navigator with evergreen.com, run by Joe Applebaum, whom we really like and love him. And we both are meeting as students there, but she's also part of that organization. But we were just friends, and we were talking about things, so that's how it has come. Okay, Sam, take over.
Well, thank you for the introduction, Rao. And yeah, this is a topic kind of close to my heart. I go to counseling, as everybody should, and the topic has come up recently if I should go for an ADHD assessment. And I agree that I think that it could be very helpful to go for an ADHD assessment, but I have a lot of questions about if it actually makes sense. And you touched on what we had talked about originally, which was how do you know if it's actually ADHD, especially when we do have our societal norms, such as scrolling and the environments that we're living in? And how can you handle certain symptoms without pharmaceutical medication?
Yeah. First of all, attention deficit. That means you can't focus for too long, right? You have to go 10 different things, but each one you are not focusing. So you are like unaccomplished, you don't feel satisfied that I paid enough attention to it. And then you feel like your productivity may go down in quality, and that's going to affect your job performance, that's going to affect your income, that's going to affect your family, and all that. But most of the time, people feel like they are scattered, and they're not able to focus on one particular thing. And even if they focus, they have to repeatedly look at it, but not able to concentrate. Basically, not able to focus, not able to be in the flow, not able to be in the concentrated mode. People do not practice how to concentrate. They don't have a foggiest idea. When you say concentrate, they may do it. Suppose you have a work deadline, you are forced to do that, but then you're not enjoying the experience. You are under the pressure and you are pushed by the management or whoever it is, or your threat of losing the job or getting punishment, something like that. Do we need that with all the intelligence, all that we know about our mind, about our way of developing concentration? We don't need that. It's just that the attention was not paid, you know. And also, lots of times they think, okay, I can be attentive to this particular task, and later on I can leave my attention to the wind. So, like, you can be without attention 24 hours. In 1 hour, 2 hours you are working, you want the attention back. That's very difficult. Okay. So instead, if you are practicing concentration, awareness, attention all the time, it gets fortified. Especially if you bring up something that you want to do, you love to do, and you are really happy doing it, something burning inside that you are loving something and you're doing it, then your focus will automatically come there. Because you love it, you focusing it, the result, your really feedback is very good. And so it feeds on itself. But modern life throws constant distractions. That's a problem, you see, and that has
Hmm.
become epidemic proportion. So, like I'm here with you, and I was very involved with doing some things before I came on this meeting. I was very focused on that, and I told you I had a good time. I just accomplished a lot, you know. So because I was
Hmm.
focused on that, I was only doing on that, and I thought we would start the meeting at 8 o'clock. We can talk to 7:30. So I was relaxed. I was not nervous or anything. Even if something goes wrong, I will laugh it away and then get into the that way. We will at least get is half of it. Things happen,
Hmm.
right? Things can happen. But how we react to those things and keep our focus on whatever we are doing. You see, people are
Yes.
okay as long as you leave them alone, like in a cave or in a forest, they are able to focus. But when other people are coming in, we have to respond to them, react to them. That's when the problem comes. You see, if you have an individual office room, you are left alone for 2 hours, and you are given a project that you can do 1.5 hour. Your activity is given enough resources so you can relax and do it. But if you have this constant thinking going on within you, how can you do that?
Exactly.
That's what's happening, right? It's multitasking, too many
Yeah.
things, and then to-do lists. I want to accomplish all these things. Don't do that. Just take one thing at a time and pay attention to it. See, first of all, you have to have understanding about what is thought, how these thoughts are made, how thoughts are really allowed to control us, rather than we are in the control of thought. That's a big deal because the more erudite we have, the more scholarship we have, the more we read, the more we want to know everything. Our main task is getting little attention. Instead, if you love something, most important for you, do that.
Hmm.
Do that with complete focus. Then you will see, okay, I am really able to pay attention, and that breeds on itself, and your attention span will expand.
Right.
I'm all afternoon I work, right? But I'm
Hmm.
not tired because these interfering thoughts are not there. There is something we want to do. Maybe some music is there, that's fine. But then that music was only instrumental music, not words.
I was
Yeah,
gonna
words,
ask,
yeah,
yeah.
words can say, "Oh, this is my song," or "This is me and my song," and then immediately go into the stream of memories and say, "Oh,
Mhm.
we had such a good time in that. We stayed in that hotel. We had the you see,
While also singing the song and
yeah,
dancing and doing
yeah,
everything other than your work, yes.
you're having fun, okay, but if it takes you away from the main task that you are engaged in, that's the problem. Then that means you
Hmm.
fell out of your stream of awareness into thinking. So my experience had been, I came from India in 81, at the end of 81, right? Culture shock, because there are so many people that are demented, that really not able to work after they work in the assembly jobs or company jobs or whatever, right? But once they are retired, they are not doing anything with their mind. And then dementia, genetically also can come, family can come, right? Or some toxins that do that. And some people have organic psychiatric illness like Alzheimer's and all that. All that important brain substance, that's all gone, right? But the shock for me was I saw the same age group people in India and same kind of don't have that much of nutrition like these people have. They have minimal resources, right? But they were very sharp in that mind. So that intrigued me, say, what is going on there? Is it water?
Hmm.
Is it vessels? What it is? And then what I came to know was they don't engage in constant thinking, okay? And they
Ah.
have this sense of why do I have to worry about myself so much? They call it chintan. Chintan means always thinking. That was a negative quality there. You see, uh, you don't have problem if you have scholarship. You are working on a subject. They appreciate that, but not able to sing a song, not able to be joyful, not able to be free of fear and anxiety. All those things are not there in their life, you know. And then, as a physician, we study studies and all that, right? There was one
Hmm.
study done in Okinawa, Japan. Centurions, right? They took all the centurions for so long. They have the highest number of centurions. You know what they found? They were devil may care, happy-go-lucky attitude, and they have all this. They don't have underlying anxiety, fear. They don't have deadlines that they want to meet, and they were kind of laid back about things. This hustle factor that we are conditioned, we are bred into in this culture or any of the countries now. There's
Hmm.
no difference now with a lot of countries. India also has become like that. So all this hustle factor making us not to focus, not to be aware. So if I ask you, Sam, from morning till evening, how much time you were really aware?
Um, Maybe 3% of the time.
Yeah, that's what is normal. And I don't mean to point out you, but that's the normal, right? We are
Hmm.
not told about, hey, focus, pay attention, you know. And then, so you asked me a question about how do you do this without medications. Okay, I will tell you how I do it. In the morning when I wake up in the morning, see, usually there will be patients, there will be cases, there will be families. There are so many people waiting for so many things. And nowadays, online, a lot of people are calling me for consultations because they have problems. Okay, these are not physical problems. These are more like a lack of understanding, or want to know more about it, or they have relationship problems, psychological problems, so many things. Mental health really gets me a lot, and this information overload. IT executives, physicians with EMR work, nurses, all the healthcare workers, they all call me, and then most of the time they are not able to focus because problems compound as they are not able to focus. Things can happen, and then one thing leads to other, and problems with the colleagues, problems with the spouses, problems with the sleep, all those things are happening. So I'm very focused on all of this. And when I ask them how much focus you have on anything, they'll say, oh, the moment I wake up, my thoughts come. I call that the stream of thought. That is only one function of ours. It's not everything. That's the key point you want to understand. Okay, then you can objectify that stream of thought and thoughts, because you realize I am aware of my thoughts, right? Your thoughts are
Mm-hmm.
not aware of Sam, the person, but Sam, the entity, is aware of what's happening with her thoughts. No
Mm-hmm.
person, thought was but all those things, right? But you may not have any control over them because they are compulsive all the time, coming on their own, unconscious also sometimes, and later on you may blurt out something, and later on you may feel, oh, I shouldn't have said that, and somebody might have offended, all that, right? But we learn, we can do it diplomatic, we can control, but inner self, we will think, you see, all the time judging, all the time talking about something that they have as a personality. But human being has a personality. So I identify human being. The personality is
Mm-hmm.
something they develop, and they can, go out of it, or they get worse of it, whatever, right? You can be an angry person, but you still are a human being. So if just because you are angry, I don't want to react to that. So what it is in the morning when I get up, I don't want to jump into the stream of thought, because there is a time from time we woke up, from the deep sleep, to the time this stream of thought starts, we can actually delay that. I'm not going to think about my bills. I'm not going to think about anything. Let me wake up. Let me be aware of what's going on around me. Who is there with me? Live people. Who is the plants? What's going on in the nature? What's the atmosphere? Those kind of things. You are aware, and you are in the moment.
Because so my question with that is, isn't that a thought? Like the way you're describing it now, obviously, is a thought, but for me, it feels like in the moment that is a thought.
To explain, I'm using the thought. But my experience in the morning is I deliberately relish that moment of silence and then extend it. That capacity people lost. That's why everything has to be with thought. Actually, this is the difference. Westerns based everything on thought, whereas Easterns, they went beyond thought and went into silence of mind and they found things. So not this doesn't mean all Eastern, whoever it is, not most of the Indians I talk here, they don't have any foggy study about what I'm talking about. All I'm saying is, in the morning when you're coming to the yoga with me, just stay with the present. That's what I say.
Mm,
Just be in the moment. That
okay.
means don't think of everything that's there. This 1 hour, postpone them. Actively bring your attention to the present moment. One easy way to do that is be aware of how you are breathing. Don't say anything, it's bad that you just be aware of your breathing. Feel the air coming, this are called alarnasai pattern. The Can you feel the touch of the air?
Yeah, I'm doing it right now.
Yeah. So that's it. When
I'm
you
very much in the moment right now.
Yeah, when you pay attention, you will play that. So that's a scale where you can say, yeah, I feel this air coming and touching my LNSI, so I'm aware of it. At that time, there is no activity of mind. The more you are aware, the less activity is there. The more deeper breath you have, the less movement of thought. Based on this, mindfulness, all these things they invented, but mindfulness is a very simple thing, small thing compared to real silence of the mind. That comes with a lot of activity. So what I'm always saying is to really encounter this attention deficit of the adults, first understand how this has come about, our civilization, how this has neglected. You have maybe a few $1 million, and but you don't have this peace in you, and you're popping up pills and you're going all over, having more interactions. What use is that?
Mm-hmm.
You have
Exactly.
this stress with a lot of attention deficit, so you are forgetting important things in your relationship, and you have misunderstanding, you have no harmony. What good is that? That's why this is very important. And people are also having serious problems, headaches, insomnia, and also lack of digestion, and also not able to eat, and addiction to alcohol, drugs, and all those things are there. The consequences for that too. And also ability to perform on the job. That's also going down. Because if you are sick and you have absenteeism, you are missing a lot of work, right?
Mm-hmm.
So all these conditions are going to get worse because so much more information coming our way. They don't leave you alone. They constantly give you distractions.
Mm-hmm.
And we have to have an active plan against that. That is where I say in the morning, establish yourself in the present. And then when you go to work, exercise that so often. Just pay attention. Am I paying attention to what I'm doing? Actually, people who pay attention like that, they won't get stressed out because they're focused and they're finishing it, and the quality breeds them confidence, breeds them approval, breeds them a lot of people appreciation and all that. You don't do that everything for those kind of things, but they come to you. I go and see a patient, spend time, really listen to him. He feeds me back like a you helped me just by listening to me. Or things really happen, they say, "Oh my God, I worship you like a God." Even they say that so many times. But we don't take it serious. But the positivity, like I'm saying, Sam, hey, I'm your friend, you are my friend. That positive thing always feeds us, elevates us, right? This is not there when you are doing in a hurry, when you are hustling. The other thing is, neurologically, you will be more wired up, more reactive.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why deep breathing is important to control our reactions. How often do you do deep breathing? If you ask anybody, they say very, very little because they don't realize if you're hurry, you are hustling, you are always put on pressure, your sympathetic nervous system is overactive. That is the nature of this culture, right?
Yes.
And then attention deficit people have a lot of that. And then they don't do the antidote for that, which is parasympathetic nervous system or vagus nervous system, which is rest and digest. See, the sympathetic nervous system is there if you have a physical danger, like some tiger is after you, then you got to secrete that, and you get all the adrenaline flowing, you got all the power in the legs, and then run away from that. That's fine, right? But we imagine dangers all the time. See, I can have conversation with people mainly because they don't have that habit anymore. You got to have a purpose, you got to have a transactional thing, you got to have an appointment and all this. No human touch. Even among kids, that all the devices, that itself is not good. So many things are going on in our life we don't pay attention. All
Yeah.
you can do is calm down, take a seat back. In the morning, cultivate being in awareness, being in the present moment, have deep breath, and then go for your work. When you do that, attention to every action. This is the mantra I tell everybody, the staff and the everywhere I work and all. Attention to every action. Then you finish the job properly. Then in between, take few breaks, like a 1 minute every hour. Take deep breath. I call this PMBB. If you can easily remember that. Present moment, breathing breath.
Mm.
That means all you do is sit straight, Then try to take 6 or 8 or deep breaths every 1 hour for 1 minute. You know what
Right
you do?
down into the belly, right?
Yes. You see, when you sit down straight and then the, uh, the back is very straight, right? Then what you do is you keep the neck straight also, and then take a deep breath through the nose. The abdomen comes out when you take the deep breath, and then when you take the deep breath out, let the abdomen go in. That's it. Do that. There are so many variations. I can teach you a lot. That's not important. What's important is we are coming back voluntary deep breath. So in the morning, what I told you, we do that.
Mm-hmm.
And through the day, first thing is whatever we are doing, pay attention to that. Okay? Even if you
Mm-hmm.
are bona fide attention deficit, that means not all people have this genetic background or familiar background or really organic thing. Most of the people are victims of this culture that we have developed. The civilization, so called, too much thinking, churning out more data, and then people don't know what to do it. Information is not wisdom. Information can have wisdom, you have to listen it out. But why do I have to have so much information? Why do I have, okay, this morning I woke up and then I did all my exercise, everything, everything. Then there was a cricket match. I'm a fan of cricket, right? The cricket match was it. I was there and then completely enjoyed it. So we can do those things, And Saturday morning is, and then exercise more, and then I have some projects I was going through. I did all of them, but each project completely focused. If we do that, then we won't have the remnants of the previous experience lingering in our mind.
Mm-hmm.
Very simple for
And
me.
so here's an interesting question for you then, because that sounds great. I mean, I'm going to start doing that as I'm working through my tasks. But working on the computer with my job, I have maybe, 5 different tabs open that I typically run through consistently. And so as I'm working on one task, I'm always bombarded by other tasks that I'm moving past.
That is
And
the
I'm
important part.
picking up and dropping tasks in the middle and picking up and moving to another one in just because I'm like, oh, that needed to be done. And so I'm curious if there is
That's the
something I can do.
recipe. That's the exact recipe which is making us attention deficit. You know,
Yeah.
actually, this is the science somebody worked at too. Um, I would recommend you 3 books that you may take a look at it. One is called Flow, another one is called Focus, another one is called Ract. Okay, these 3 books, I have them on very nice books. We can talk about them later if you want, because
Okay.
this is only very small thing I'm surfacing, scratching it. Uh, it's a very simple thing for that is I have the multitasking, right? How many tabs are open now? Digital marketing revolution. Somebody sent me some PDF copy of book report. That's a book I'm writing, right? And this is the studio is there, and then there's a course I'm doing with what's called infidel, something like that. The name is there. So I'm writing that to the course thing. That was half of it done yesterday. Can you imagine? One course, half of it is done, and this is
Wow.
going to be a big ticket item too, right?
It's a big
That means
deal.
the focus,
Hmm.
the focus, you want to. But then, if you have other things coming up, don't tempt you and go into that. That is the challenge.
Yeah.
In the morning, you are starting. What is the most important for you? What's
As
the
of
most?
right now, what's the most important? Um,
No, no. Any day, you just assess yourself. What is the most important thing I have to do? Right?
I
Start that.
silence.
Yeah, start that first. Start that first. And then what happens is you delay your gratification. That means all your energy goes into this. And then when you accomplish the task and about it, then you go and gratify yourself. See,
Hmm.
and then five things are there, right? I'm not going to open all the tabs. Actually, I minimize that. I only get one tab at a time. This is important for us in the EMR. If you go from patient to patient, that's when they get it. So I tell them, don't open more than one patient and deal with the patient and then close the patient and get it. No, no, they want to keep that so that they can access it later. That's a mistake.
Hmm.
You see, 128 bits is the second. So like you have 128 bits per second, you have the capacity, any data. But if you spread the data, that's what's happening. You are spreading yourself too thin. 10 bits here, 10 bits here, 10 bits. What I do is all the 128 in one place. See, then that's complete. But it could be a few seconds.
Hmm.
It could be a few
Yeah.
seconds because there's 15 patients are there, and then nurses they request, families they request, insurance companies they request. They all come at us, right? How
Yeah.
my doctors are going bonkers is they are bombarded with 50 people at a time. I'm not kidding you. Really, that happens.
That's
Whereas
crazy.
I will be going very cheaply. These guys are very angry with me when they see me. They really resent that. They say, "How is that you're donning that smile on your face when we are having all this?" I said, "I have only positive experience all day because I would not allow other people's restricting my attention to something." Then it becomes, I also tell the nurses, if I'm doing something, they come in there, right? They know they got to wait till I finish the task and then I can. Unless it's an emergency, something I need to, right? That's fine, no problem. But I'm conditioned for that. As a doctor, we are trying to jump and go, that's fine. But lately, my job has been not the patient care as much, more of this instructions training all those people, so I get more solidified in my awareness. Like I'm talking to you, I am rehashing that,
Yeah.
reinforcing with me the lessons I learned, the things I live. So it could be multitasking, but each task you got to be attentive. I'll give an example. Jugglers, balls or whatever they do,
Yeah.
right? So it looks like he's handling a lot of them, right? But at any given time, he will only have one ball. That is the focus you want to bring it. Then it looks like for you, if you come and see me, it looks like I'm doing 10 different things. But you will miss that I'm not doing two things at the same time.
Interesting. Okay.
It could be a few seconds, but
Hmm.
the focus will be like that.
Okay.
So I mean, my experience with the geriatric medicine, seeing the dementia, led me to see the yoga system and all that. And then there was something about thought and beyond thought. That's a major philosophical question. Maybe you're not interested in that, but it's a deep subject, right? But
Hmm.
basically, we are having thoughts. Thoughts are objects to us, our real self. Once you are in there, all the thoughts coming to me will not overwhelm me. I can see them. And then if I see something negativity, I can change that something positive around it. This is called cognitive reframing in the modern science. In Sanskrit, in yoga, it's called pratipaksha bhavana. That means you are replacing with the opposite thought. Feeling. Because they're not you. You are having them. So
Hmm.
they're your instrument. This is the problem that a lot of people don't understand is thought can be made more efficient. But if you leave it alone, it can be the one that can destroy you. That's what's happening with the lack of attention, all the problems we talked about. You know, another thing is, suppose you are having some problem with something that you're worried about. The consequence is going to be something. But if you don't have the focus on what you need to be done because you're overwhelmed with worry and fear and all that, energy is gone. So what I teach is don't waste your energy on that fear, anxiety, and all that, but bring it forcibly back to what is the problem I can solve and how much energy I can use on that. They
Okay.
say, oh, it is very easy to say that, but that's where my yoga thing comes up. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Then the other thing was after I learned about this culture, after I learned about the distinction between if inefficiency of thought, and then also discovering what is awareness and how to be in awareness all day, all of that. The systems that I've seen are very good, but this particular system is called um, uh, Raja Yoga of Patanjali. Actual yoga is not physical exercise, Sam. Physical exercise is needed to keep the body healthy so that the body won't be issue for us to do this. The real yoga is understand what is mind and go beyond the mind and touch our inner silent self. This is not like a religious stuff or anything. This is beyond those religions, beyond those sectarians. I'm not into that. I'm into what is the wisdom that age. When I found that this is a very good system, right? Initially, I didn't understand either, but it took years for that, you know. But then once you understand, it has got a first step, 8 steps, right? Of the first five is about our outward things. Are you moral? Are you ethical? There are different to five steps of like a 10 commandments, all of them. And then you work with your body to keep it healthy. And to make it very healthy, work on with your energy, which comes through the breathing. Okay? And then what are you doing with your senses? Don't let the senses go out and go their own way. That means you have to be doing this, that, this. People suffer from that, all right? All that. So you want to withdraw the senses a little so that you will tell the mind, I'm working with you. Then you sit down and focus your thoughts and bring them all together to a concentration, to one thought. And then you go beyond the one thought into the silence. It takes years for this. But there is a way of doing it by knowledge. And then you know why you are doing what and all. That's what I'm talking about. So
Mm-hmm.
think like oh, these are extraordinary claims he's making. No. What I'm not doing is I'm not marrying the limitations of human beings. I want to have the possibilities. That is quite possible. For example, you are multitasking. Oh, I'm only human, all these things are coming with, that's why I'm reacting. That's a weakness I consider. What I would say is you can choose to be attentive to one task at a time. In the beginning, it will be tough, but then once you understand, okay, what are the most important thing I have to do? Like, when I go to the hospital, who is needing my attention right away? Which patient is serious, which will go ICU? Or people on the floor who are bad, they have to be moved. And then who is the next one? Somebody has to go home right away. Those kind of priorities. And being aware of any emergency come at any time. That means you are not really doing leisurely all the coffee, tea, and all this talks and all that. You're really focused on what you want to do. And then that itself brings a lot of energy. There's something I call, I think you like this term. It's called ever renewing energy.
Ever renewing energy. Yes. I am all
You-
about that.
Yeah, you come in the morning, you renew your energy as you accomplish everything and put aside, and you don't want to deplete your energy to the tasks that are not important for you. What we do
Mm-hmm.
is we want to listen to the radio, we want to pay attention to the notifications, we want to see what, oh, Trump, what he did, all these things. They take you away from the main thing, but they do take you the bits. I told you 128 bits is available to mind at any time. You're wasting that. That's
Interesting.
it. So morning you did awareness exercise. Through the
Mm-hmm.
day you try to maintain that, and also you
Mm-hmm.
gain awareness. In the evening you get to reflect on what happened during the day,
Okay.
and then write them down. Small things, dump them. Trivialities, dump them. But important things, career, relationship, whatever you have the most important thing for you, then you write them down and forget for the night. You can take them up in the morning, but don't keep the thinking about, oh, I should be doing this. That's what people do.
Mm-hmm. Yes, exactly.
Don't do that. Write them down. Important play, make a plan and all that. But then forget about it.
Okay.
And then you sleep very soundly. What happens is soundly? Your energy of the mind and also the body, they all both are relaxed. That's the purpose of the deep sleep. Because we think so much, we have these dreams. We do things inattentively during the day. We have more dreams because mind wants to come back to normal. That's why in yoga, what they say is we have wakefulness, we have dreamy sleep, and then we have non-REM sleep. This is a deep sleep, right? The people who are going all over the in the day, they need something to quiet them down. But that's a mistake. If you take sleeping pills, if you take other, you are going to be dependent on them down the line,
Yeah.
which you don't want to do. You want to uh, enhance your natural intelligence, natural ability. That's what big thing for me is. I always declare that, oh, I'm 68 but I don't take any medications.
Yeah, that's a big deal these days.
It's coming from a doctor who writes the prescription. You say, what is he talking about? But it depends on that person who needs them. That's okay. But also, I always make a sincere conscious effort of how to cut them down or take them off or minimize them. Because as a yogi, as a yoga person who has seen what is wellness in yoga, 90 years also people are very healthy if they are truly doing the yoga I'm talking about. It's not just going to a studio and doing a few asanas and then thinking about something. They don't even understand what is going on sometimes, but they just want to exercise. See, that's what happened with America is a lot of people do this physical exercise yoga and they reduced it to trivialized it into an exercise form. But there are some people,
Mm-hmm.
a lot of Americans who are pretty serious. They go deep into the understanding of it. But in this aspect of what is mind, how the mind is made, what is going all over, it's kind of let loose. And atmosphere is going more and more impetus for that. One thing is we are letting it loose. We don't have any, we call it freedom, and we let it go all over. And then so many people are providing these distractions. Culture has grown into that. And then they say, oh, I have to sit down and meditate.
Yeah, just to get it through me,
Yeah,
all the information from the
our
day.
friend Joe, he kind of sits down and meditates, but he lets his mind run like anything throughout the day because he does so many things. But the main thing with Joe is he does something positive and he gets returned back.
Yeah.
That is
And he
genuine.
does take meditation breaks throughout the
Yeah,
day just to keep
yeah.
himself
You
centered.
don't need a meditation break. I don't do meditation. Even though I teach meditation, I don't do it because my mind doesn't need it.
Mm.
If you
But you once do it?
know, I in the beginning I used to understand, we sit down and calming the mind. All that's a simple thing. But then deeper meditations are where this will be surprise for you. It's called really negating all this mind and everything. Otherwise, every other meditation is projecting from the thought. Again, reinforcing it. It may be calmed down a little bit. It's like a vacuum. Those dolls, when you press it, they come back or something.
Oh yeah, yes.
That's what happens. But if if you really touch the silence, which is called samadhi, then I'm always silent and then use the thought. You see, you can be silent, but use the thought as an instrument. And when it's done, keep it aside. That happens automatically. You don't want to try it, but what you want to try it is the distractions, the excess things that are. Suppose I'm doing something like a very easy for me to operate this phone and all that. Do I have to think about it? It automatically happens. Now life happens like that. See, they said what happens in life is 10%, whatever it is. But how you react to it is the 90%.
Yeah.
That is what's happening with the adults of ADHD. They're reacting too much in their own mind and then whipping the mind, go, 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 go. And then everybody else is coming on, they say, oh yeah, you do this, you do this. You do this. Very soon, it feels like oh my God, I want a vacation.
But very soon you want a vacation every day of the year.
Actually, vacating the mind is the vacation. Think about that.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Vacating the mind is the true vacation. Suppose I go to Florida, but I still carry all the problems of the practice, all the this one. I will be bored and a pain for my family too.
Yeah.
So I usually tell my wife when I from New York Times, 1990s we were there, right? I told her, enjoy each place as we are here. We may not get a chance to come back because we had kids, we were raising them, we were in practice, all those things were important. Then we went to other places vacation, but that particular New York we took us after kids were born. 10 years later, we went there. We showed them all the places we are, beaches and all. That was fun. But then when we are there, we take it for granted and we don't enjoy it. Then we miss that.
Yeah.
So this focus gives us that.
Well, you've given me some really good action points to take away here. And I'm looking forward to being intentional about applying some of these practices and seeing a difference. Um, because no assessment or answer is worth anything if
Now,
stimulants is the only way out of it.
this is
So,
called you are going to see yourself in the mirror of relationship with the world. It could be your husband or boyfriend, whatever. That's also world. Your loved ones or your colleagues, your friends, and all of that. But also how you are reacting to the events that are happening in your life. But mine has gone to where each moment becomes like that. You know what they
mhm.
call that? Present moment awareness. What happened this morning, way in the distance for me, because
Mhm.
I'm in that moment. And then right now, my mind is clear, but I've done 10 different things. But this can
Yeah.
be possible. That's all I'm saying. I'm as equally as you are, but what I'm saying is this is possible.
Yeah. I'm grateful to be able to have this conversation with you and know this.
Yeah. I mean, this is very important. I take it pretty serious because I've seen patients. I'm seeing patients with this kind of thing, but these patients are online all over the world. This has become such a big deal, and this is going to be more also. You know
Yeah.
what will help you, Sam? These are what I teach in are called soft skills.
Yeah.
I'm not
Tell me.
advising you to take medication. If you need medication, that's a different thing, but that should be temporary. Okay, but on your own you have to do. That means you got to really apply these principles and see in your life what it is. Why do I have to be bombarded by so many different things coming up? Why can't I have an organization? What is what? This on our end. That's what I teach my wife also. So she is so uh, intent on taking care of us. Even though we don't want it, she will spend all her time there. I said, no, no. You got to determine a certain time, and after that, delegate us. Tell us we'll do. We'll come and do it. But you arrange your schedule, like I'm going to do this course, I'm going to do this job, all those things. You kind of put it there, and of course, I made her come with me in the morning to do yoga with us, the students too, and very soon it has become a habit for her. Actually, I look forward to that kind of physical exercise and all of that, But at the end of it, they will become AEIOU. You know, A is you become more alert, aware, and E is energetic. After this one, not exhausted, energetic. That is what it is. And then I is you are having more insights. Like you have some insights by talking to me. Each class they will have insights. They're not
Hmm.
they're not repeated because their own insight invoke that. And then O
Yeah.
is touch the primordial sound because that we forgot about it. And then be that undifferentiated consciousness. See how they come very nicely A, E, I, O, U.
Yeah.
Those are the aims of the practice. I mean, they just came to me like that.
This is meant to be.
But I kind of used it so that these people will have something to aim for that 1 hour, and at the 1 hour, what they can do. Are you more
Hmm.
aware now? Are you more
Pardon?
Are you more aware of the ADHD thing?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
You've given
Do
me
you
confidence in my decision in terms of the assessment and knowing that it's more so about going internal than it is looking for external sources to help me.
exactly? That's the problem with psychiatrists. What they do is they use the outgoing thought.
Hmm.
That's not going to help us. You
Yeah.
have to understand the limitation of that and involved with intuitive awareness.
Yes.
Second thing is, are you energized after all this talk we had?
Yeah, absolutely. I feel ready to go into a great sleep and wake up in the morning.
Yeah. I mean, what it is the clarity.
Uh,
The clarity brings that. Otherwise, there's a
mhm,
you know opposing viewpoints and all that, right? And then I insightful. Obviously, we have that, and then the primordial sound is where we practice the breathing. That breathing has a sound. There's
mhm.
so much more. I don't want to go into that. And then finally, did remember I said you are having thoughts means who is it that is having your awareness, the
Yes.
consciousness that is having that, so you want to establish that. That's what I do at the end of the practice. Focus with me, and then close your eyes, and then observe both the breathing and the thoughts. Anything come up,
Mhm,
thought comes up like a cloud, travels the sky and goes away. So separate that,
mhm.
objectify that, and see that. You do
Yeah,
that during the work and see what happens.
I will. Yeah, and I'll let you know how it goes.
Yeah,
Should we finish off with
yeah,
one big deep breath?
yeah.
Yeah.
More
And
than deep breath, I'll show you one breathing exercise that
okay,
will be
great.
good for you. We have right nostril, left nostril, right?
Hmm.
Do you know we don't breathe with both of them in the equal capacity every day?
Yeah, I did actually know that.
Yeah, and that changes every 45 to 90 minutes in each person. So
Hmm.
what you want to do is that first I showed is okay, very basic bellow that we start with it. But this other will be very very simple. All you do is take the right hand only, okay, and then you can place your index finger and the middle finger to touch the base of the thumb. Okay, then you are going to use right to close the right nostril, the thumb. Okay, and the ring
Hmm.
finger for the left. What you do is you start by closing the keep the mouth closed. I'm good talking, that's why I was doing otherwise. Keep the mouth closed, sit straight, and then close the right nostril with the thumb. And then take deep breath through the left. At the end of the high breath, then close the left with the ring finger and release the right
and then blow out. And then after you blow out, stay there, take a deep breath through the right mouth. Now close the right and release the left and blow out. That whole thing is one cycle of what's called anuloma viloma. Otherwise, anuloma viloma is where the hair in our nose is like this, right? So when you breathe out, the air will be coming like that without any, uh, and then when you breathe in, it is going against the hair. That's why those that name. But also other thing is, this kind of opens the nose completely so that the efficiency of respiration is better.
Okay, I like that. I feel more open, like I've got more
So
oxygen
if
in now.
because you're sitting straight, Sam, what happens is lungs go down, diaphragm goes down. That means more alveolar spaces are opening up. So you have more oxygen going in. Better, the fundamental principle of oxygenation, right? So this is also quietens your nerves. That's why it's called Nadi Shodhana. See, according to the yoga science, I call it science because they also pursue truths and all that. The yoga science says 70,000 nadis are there. Nadis are not nerves, they are energy channels.
Hmm.
The more we open them, the more our energy moves, right? So, doing this 3 times a day, 5 times, 5 cycles each, wonderful experience of stabilizing your wandering mind.
Okay, great. I'm going to add that to the list
Yeah.
of my action items.
I enjoyed talking with you, Sam.
Yeah, me too. Thank you so much for doing this, Ra.
Yeah, no problem. Because
This
we
is
want to help a lot of other people too. That's why I thought we will do this and then spread it over. And we'll think
yeah.
about follow up when we have to do, when we have the time, or when you want me to, I will arrange some time and do it. I do this all the time, so I don't get tired because lot of people when they have problem they come, but I try to get them before the problem becomes a problem. You know.
Yeah, then that's a great
At least
great
we
thing.
figured out how to invite people on this talk now. From now onwards, I will invite people. I have not
We'll
been
work
this.
on preparing for that next time.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Now I figured it out, so we will do that very easily.
Yeah.
Thanks, Sam.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Rao. You have a wonderful night.
You too. Bye bye.
Thank you. Bye.